Well, hey guys, good evening. It's John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It is so great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. If this is your first time here, I want to say thank you and welcome. If you're coming back, of course, I want to say thank you, but I want to say welcome back. It's always great to have people that enjoy my content. And don't forget to check out believemeachieve.com. If you are new to the show, or maybe you've been here and just haven't wandered over there, feel free to do that after the show. You can get my short form content, my long form content, and even articles. So check that out. Oh, and if you guys are thirsty, don't forget to get yourself a beverage. Like I have my delicious decaf tea here. Maybe you want a snack or water. Mm, really good. Okay, so let's kick this show off. You ready, guys? I know I am. So you're tuned in, guys, to another of the ever popular, powerful midweek episode of the Inspirations for Your Life show. This is the daily motivational show that helps you think sharper, feel stronger, and lead your own life on purpose. This is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, graduate student, and yes, a passionate lifelong learner. Here to help share some practical mindset shifts you can actually use, not just quote. Today's episode in our series of the week master topic: high impact living. 7 days to think sharper, to feel stronger, and lead your own life. And it's all about smart risk taking and courage. How to stop letting fear drive and start taking intelligent risks that move your life forward instead of backward. So let's get right into our very first point. The very first point is number one: first name one safe, calculated risk you've been avoiding. Let's think about that one. A calculated risk that's safe that I've been avoiding. I gotta think about that one. I think it might be working more on my book, and that's a priority for 2026 to start my book and to finish it. And by just doing maybe like maybe a page a day. When you write down that conversation, project, or decision, it stops being a shadow and it becomes a clear choice your mind can actually work with. Now, number two, stop measuring risk by how scared you are and start measuring by how much could I grow from this. The right risks often look scary, but are smart when you factor in skills, relationships, and opportunities they can unlock. Number three, guys, you don't need huge bravery. You need micro courage, small actions, just one step outside your comfort zone. Send the email, ask the question, show up to the room. That's how your courage muscle gets stronger. I know how sometimes you might be afraid to ask the question, to call the client, to say, hey, we haven't gotten your payment, all because you're afraid. Don't be afraid. Be polite, be firm, and let people know what you want. And I think you're going to be surprised at the results. All right, guys. So, number four, your brain loves worst case scenario. So, what ifs? So, tonight asks, what's the best case scenario I'm ignoring? When you picture doors opening instead of slamming shut, your nervous system has a reason to move forward instead of freezing. Number five, learn to separate real danger from imagined embarrassment. Ask, is this truly unsafe or just uncomfortable about something because my ego might take a hit? That distinction stops you from treating every awkward moment like a crisis. Pick one action your comfort zone would instantly veto and do it in a responsible way. Maybe it's a call, it's a pitch, an application, or going to that event alone. Every override of stay small teaches you that fear doesn't get the final vote. If you're waiting to feel fearless, first, you'll wait forever. The people you admire still feel fear. They've just learned to move with it. Treat fear like background noise, not a stop sign. Number 8, remember a time when you were scared and did it anyway. You're still here, aren't you? You're wiser because you went through it. That memory proves courage is already part of who you are, not something you're missing. Number 9, guys, talk to someone who's already doing what scares you. Ask how they started and what they were afraid of. You'll find they were just as unsure and moved anyway, which makes your own risk feel more human and possible. Number 10, ask not only what if this goes wrong, but what if I never try? The long term cost of inaction, regret, stagnation, missed chances is often far greater than the short term discomfort of taking a swing. Number 11, guys, turn those big risks into small experiments. Make it fun. Get curious. Instead of an all or nothing leap, ask what's one small reversible step I can test. Life becomes a lab, not a courtroom. And you stop putting your identity on trial with every move. Number 12, guys, learn to treat failure as feedback, not a verdict on your worth. Each miss is data about what didn't work, not proof that you don't work. When you harvest lessons instead of shame, better decisions follow. Ask what skill would make this risk smaller. Then start building that skill. Communication, sales, tech, negotiation, or emotional control. As competence rises, the same move feels less like a cliffhanger and more like a real step you can take. Number 14, don't ask those chronic non risk takers for courage or advice. If someone never leaves their comfort zone, their wisdom will always sound like, don't move. Look for people who understand smart, not reckless, risk. See, that's the key. I think sometimes people have talked to their friends, but their friends haven't gotten where they want to go. And because they haven't gotten there, they're just like keeping them stagnant because they're just saying, oh, you don't want to do that. That could be a pain. That could hurt. That could this, that could that. And that's all things you're putting in your head. And so your body's like, okay, I'll just prove to you that, yeah, that's actually going to hurt or that's actually not going to work. I'll prove that to you. That's a pretty cool thing, guys. All right. So number 15, that decision that you keep pushing off needs a deadline. Set a date and time. You'll decide and stick to it. A clock pulls you out of the draining limbo of, the state. It's called maybe. Number 16, discomfort is often a sign that growth is happening. Not that something is wrong. That knot in your stomach before you send, speak, or show up is often just the feeling of expansion in real time. I think we get scared because we feel like it's an all or nothing approach. If it doesn't work, then like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Right. And if I don't know what I'm going to do, then that could be a problem for me. and I could just get myself more, let's say, depressed that it's never going to happen or never going to be a certain way. I think those are very important things. Number 17, guys. Ready is usually a story your brain tells to delay action. There will always be one more tweak that can be made. Take one step before you feel ready, and let experience teach you what planning alone never will. I think that's an important step, but a lot of people don't make the step, right? That's a huge, huge point. Number 18, guys. In at least one area, let curiosity lead instead of fear. Ask, I wonder what would happen if I tried this, and follow that question, which is a bit further than usual. Curiosity can turn the unknown from a threat into an experiment. Number 19, I want you to notice how often you mentally rehearse disaster, projects failing, people judging you. That loop makes you fear and feel inevitable. Interrupt and give at least one airtime to what it would look like if things actually went right. Have you done that? Have you thought about what would it be like when things go right? What would it be like when I have what I need? That's going to change your inner dialogue, and it's going to affect the energy around you. Number 20, guys. Take a moment to visualize success. You know the kind, the meeting that's landing, the launch that's actually working really properly, the conversation going so well. When your nervous system has seen the movie, it's easier to move toward possibility instead of only guarding against a threat. I think that's an important thing. But a lot of people, they miss that boat. They really do. Number 21, make sure you have at least one person who pushes you forward. If you don't have somebody, think of somebody tonight, because that can be the key to holding you back and going forward. Not the critic, but again, the voice that says something very important. You're capable of more. Spend more time with people who stretch you, less time with those who keep you small. That's an interesting statement. But a lot of us get stuck in the other statement because we think just because somebody said something, well, they must be right. I'm here to tell you they're not. And the fact that you're believing them is actually killing your potential chances for success. See, success starts in the mind. When you achieve success in the mind, it's only a matter of time before it becomes a reality and something tangible in life. That's really key, guys. Number 22, smart courage doesn't mean no fear. It means fear is allowed, but it doesn't lead. When fear shows up, you tell it you can ride along, but you're not driving. See, that keeps your hands on the wheel. And that might be a different approach for everybody here, right? Simple mantra, I'll figure it out as I go. You don't need every answer up front. You need trust and belief in your ability to learn and adapt and grow and adjust on this ever-changing journey. I think when we see life as a journey, it can make us curious and sometimes make us more comfortable about what's going on. I think that's a real important thing. Something important because you have to understand the why. If you don't get the why, then you're not going anywhere. you are not going anywhere. The why is the reason, is linked to your core value and values. If you can't identify that why, okay? If you can't identify that core reason, you're going to just trip yourself up all the time. Not because you want to, but because it's the track your mind and body are playing. Maybe you're going to say, I'll follow this track for a day. But then when it doesn't work, you give up right away. But you have to keep doing it, right? It's mental endurance. You don't get great at lifting weights or being healthy by just doing it once. No, you do not. So let's do this, guys. Number 24, own your brave choices. Own them. In other words, take accountability for them. When you take responsibility for your decisions, especially the bold ones, you reinforce the identity of someone who leads their life instead of drifting through it. And I think that's an important piece that a lot of people miss, is that we are the drivers in our lives. We have the power to manifest. But just because today feels a little wonky, we decide we can't manifest. That doesn't seem right. But yet we do it to ourselves all the time. And this is not something most people are proud of, but they feel like they're stuck. And when you ask the question, how do you get unstuck? They rack their head across the wall or the desk. And then they start giving themselves affirmations, but they're negative affirmations. You think that's really going to help somebody? Heck no. What's going to help you is believing in where you want to go and seeing it in your mind. Believe where you want to go and then see it in your mind. So it starts with belief. And then it moves on from there. It goes from belief, and then it becomes an intention. Okay? And the intention turns into what? An action. It turns into an action. An action that is going to be consistent over time. Right? It's not something that's just going to happen in 2 seconds. An intention, the commitment to follow through. Not just once, but every single time. This reminds me of a movie that I watched just the other day. It was a movie about a runner. I'm trying to remember the title now. It was done with Kittrick, and it was a faith movie. And it got this runner, okay, to see not only was this person a beautiful person, but that she was not a mistake and that she had everything she needed to be able to win. I think most people don't always get the point of things. But this last movie was an amazing movie, and it was called The Overcomer. Okay? The Overcomer. And she didn't know where she was going or what she was doing. But she did know one thing. She knew that she was confused, and she knew that she needed to have a difference. She needed a difference. And when she learned a secret in her life, when she thought her father was not around anymore, okay? When she learned about that, and she learned the truth from somebody at their school, her coach, that he was alive, she didn't know what to think. But then when she prayed about it, and started to realize that she's not a mistake and that she's not here by accident, that she has a purpose and she is beautiful and she is wonderful. That's a very, very powerful thing, guys. Very powerful. I think most people get the reason why they feel a certain way, but they don't always know how to turn that around. They don't always know how to turn that around. And when we can discover that we're more than we believe possible, our life starts to give us glimpses. It starts to change for us. That's powerful, guys. Number 25. Every small risk leaves behind a little more confidence. Pause and notice that what was hard once, and I did it, those tiny deposits compounded over time into a very different, stronger version of you. But I know that you get frustrated because of your friends, because of your colleagues. And sometimes this kills long-term opportunities before they even have a chance to flourish. Before you say no to something important, ask, is this wrong for me, or am I just scared to move forward? That question can keep you from, well, walking away from doors you actually want to open, to going through those doors and getting the chance to make it different in your life. Number 27, guys, take a moment to celebrate one risk you're glad you took. Maybe it wasn't perfect, but it led to growth, connection, clarity, and I wouldn't trade it. And the memory, and it fueled my next move. So what was that? So you guys know I'm an intermediate skier. Many years ago, I broke my tib and fib. And at the time, I wasn't happy about it. But if I never did that, I would have never advanced. There's a lot of things that would have never happened. I would have never made the discovery that I wanted to go back to school for another master's and PhD. It just wouldn't have been there because I would have still been dealing with stuff that wasn't going anywhere. I'll give another example. So my dentist is getting ready to retire in about a year or so, but I noticed some other signs on the wall, his behavior and stuff. So picking another dentist is not the easiest thing. So I researched it. And I could tell you guys that it's not easy to go to another dentist when you've been with one for 25 years. But I got through it. And through all my research, the transition became very smooth. But we get apprehensive, we get nervous because of what we don't know. Number 28, guys, choose one meaningful risk you will take in the next 48 hours and write it down. Oh boy. A meaningful risk. I'm going to go out on a limb tomorrow, and I'm going to make a donation and write a thank you for these wonderful people in New Jersey that helped me when I had a challenge just the other day. Helped me learn a lesson that I'll never forget. Helped me realize how important it is to not only love my body, but to nurture it and give it everything it needs, from rest, which I've learned, but also food. And put that on your calendar. Tell someone you trust and commit to it. Courage with a clock turns ideas into action. Number 29, underneath all of this is one core belief. Whatever happens, I trust I can handle it. You may not control every outcome, but you control how you show up, what you learn, and how you move forward, that is, and the real power of who you really are in life. Number 30, as you end this Wednesday with me, ask, where is courage quietly waiting on me? Somewhere there's a conversation, a decision, or perhaps a move that's been waiting for you. Let today be a day you stop postponing courage and start partnering with it. You've been listening, ladies and gentlemen, or watching the ever popular Inspirations for Your Life show. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. Be sure to check out believemeachieve.com. Let's take those smart risks and let's realize the potential that could be waiting on the other side. Have a good one, everyone, and be sure to check out believemeachieve.com.